Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Jacobs, President of Media Relations for Ohio Weather Specialist, coming to you tonight to give you a quick update about the snow event that's happening. It's actually supposed to be hitting now, but the system is kind of stalled out and it's kind of holding off to our west southwest right now and is slowly tracking its way into our area. Also joining me tonight is Jeremy Fabian, President and CEO of Ohio Weather Specialist.
Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Jeremy Fabian, President and CEO of Ohio Weather Specialist. And we're here to, like Matthew said, give you some updates of the upcoming weather event, the snow event that's coming our way.
So, first of all, as you can see on our screen right now, we took a great forecast model map from our good friends over at WBNS Channel 10 out of Columbus, just because it was a great statewide view, and the GFS models are usually spot on 90% of the time. So I'm very confident with the forecast they're currently giving for the state of Ohio. Before we get into the amount of snowfall that we are going to be receiving, just a couple of watches and warnings to make you aware of. The first thing is for the counties of Athens, Jackson, Benton, Guernsey, Noble, and Washington, you are currently under a level 1 snow emergency, which means you're still able to drive, but the National Weather Service and local law enforcement strongly advise you to stay off the roads unless you absolutely have to. Once again, that's for the counties of Athens, Jackson, Benton, Guernsey, Noble, and Washington. Also, there's a winter storm watch from Sunday through Tuesday. That is Sunday through Tuesday for the Wilmington radar coverage area, which, are you able to see my mouse here?
Yes.
Which covers, so I'm in Van Wert County. This is Mercer County, which is where Salina is located. This is where Wilmington starts, and it covers pretty much everything right along where my cursor went. I would probably say right there, actually. Is that a fair assessment? I know you live down in Washington Courthouse, Fayette County.
Yes.
Did I draw a pretty good line there of the Wilmington radar coverage area?
Yes, you did. You actually got it just about spot on.
So that is for basically everything from Mercer County to the Kentucky border, all the way over to the West Virginia border over here off of 70, or as you can see, 470 right there. Also, there's a winter storm watch in effect from Monday morning through Tuesday afternoon for the Cleveland forecast area, with the exception of this little part of the state right here currently has no warnings of any kind. That includes Findlay and the few counties surrounding Findlay currently aren't under any kind of watches or warnings at this time, but everything to the east of that, so that general area right there is currently under a winter storm watch. And as you can see, well, we'll get into the numbers here in a minute. And there is one more set of warnings, and this is for, and I know this is really kind of a weird spot in Ohio. So here, these 4 counties, which is Williams, Defiance, Paulding, and Van Wert counties, they're covered by North Webster's radar site, which is in this general area right here, just north and west of Fort Wayne. There is currently a wind chill warning in effect from 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sunday. So after midnight tonight until 1 p.m. tomorrow. And I know we've stressed this in a couple videos, but with a wind chill warning, it can take as little as a half an hour for frostbite to set in. So please, if you have to be out tomorrow, whether you're going to church or grocery shopping, please make sure you bundle and cover up all layers of your skin tomorrow. Also,
Yes, definitely. I was
go
going
ahead,
to say,
Jeremy. I'm sorry.
yeah, definitely. You definitely want to make sure you cover up your hands and your face, ears. Um, wear toboggan if possible, because yeah, with the wind chill advisories, the problem is that within 5 minutes, you can actually experience frostbite symptoms. And one thing that we stress all the time is outside pets. Please make sure that you bring your pets inside. The wind chill advisory, just remember, whatever is going to affect you is going to affect your pets the exact same way. So please make sure you bring your pets in, or make sure that they do have a very warm uh, spot to go into that will also be blocked by the wind.
That is correct, Jeremy. I know sometimes we don't think about our pets in that way, but yes, very much so that they are affected just as easily. Like this winter, for the first time, my dog, she's an inside dog, but when she goes out, she's out for more than 5 minutes. The cold affects the pads on her paw so much, she actually lifts her paw in the air like it is broken. Like she can't put any pressure on it. So we have to get her in and warm her up, and then after 2 or 3 minutes, she's fine. So, I've seen firsthand with this winter how easily pets can be affected by it.
Right. Yeah. What a lot of people don't realize is that the pads on the bottom of the dog's feet are just as thick as the skin on our feet. So just imagine you walking out in the snow barefooted. That'll let you know exactly how your pet feels when they go out for long periods of time.
Yes. And also for the same four counties, Williams, Paulding, Defiance, and Van Wert, there is a winter weather advisory from 1 a.m. Monday to 7 a.m. Tuesday. So, be 30 for 30 hours. So from 1 a.m. Monday through 7 a.m. Tuesday, you can expect travel to be very, very difficult in this area of Ohio. And I think by looking at the weather forecast, at least the snowfall total, I'm going to assume up here in my part of Ohio, we're probably going to get a little bit more of a rain event and maybe a little bit of ice compared to down where you're currently at, Jeremy.
Yeah, they've been talking about the ice coming in, and yeah, your area is going to be getting more of the ice and freezing rain more so than the snow. My area, well, we'll be talking about that really soon.
And just be advised, and I think this is pretty well across the state, over the next 10 days. Like as bad as the forecast looks here now, over the next 10 days, off and on, we can expect snow and freezing rain. So this is not just a let's get through this next 24 to 48 hours and we'll be good kind of event. This is going to be a several days of maybe hunkering down or having to find somebody to watch the kids because of school cancellations and all that. It is going to be a good 10-day event.
Yes, and luckily there's no school on Monday for the children. So when it really hits, the kids will be at home. but it's the days afterwards that it's going to be the big issue with the schools. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of delays and closings. So everybody needs to make sure that they are following their local news and listening to their local radio stations for closings and delays over the next 10 days.
That's correct, Jeremy. So let's get into some of these snowfall amounts that will be heading into Ohio over the next 12 to 18 hours here. Why don't you go ahead and start down in the Wilmington area, and you can kind of tell everybody what they can expect in from southwestern to southeastern Ohio.
Yes, down in my area, down in the Wilmington radar area, we're looking at anywhere from 8 inches to 12 inches during this little snowfall coming up Tuesday, which will be actually Monday through Tuesday, if I'm correct. I think it's Monday, 1 o'clock through Tuesday, 7 a.m., if I'm correct, is when ours is as well. We've already got winter weather advisories out for Fayette County and Clinton County and Highland County, and most of the counties down in where you see the pink already have winter weather advisories already out for, like I said, Monday 1 a.m. till Tuesday at 7 a.m. And like I said, we're going to be getting a lot of snow. There's going to be a lot of whiteouts because we are going to have some wind gusts going on with this. So there will be blowing snow. Watch out for the blowing snow over the roads in the country. But yeah, we're going to be getting quite a bit of snow. And everybody needs to make sure that they are taking their time where they go. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of levels put on there, snow levels, where it be 1, 2, or 3. Once again, make sure you're listening to your local radio stations and your local news stations for closings, delays, as well as emergency levels. With these snow events, you also want to make sure that you do have some sort of backup lighting and backup heating source, because there is a very good chance of power outages to happen. That's pretty much what we have going on down in our neck of the woods. Matt, you want to go north of Columbus?
Yeah. But before I do, since you brought up the snow emergencies that either are in effect or will probably be in effect, I just wanted to quickly go over, just to give everybody a refresher. A level 1 snow emergency is roadways are hazardous with blowing and drifting snow. Roads may also be icy. Motorists are urged to drive very cautiously. Level 2 is roadways are hazardous with blowing and drifting snow. Roads may also be very icy. Only those who feel it is necessary to drive should be out on the roads. Contact your employer to see if you should report to work. Motorists should use extreme caution. And level 3, all roadways are closed to non-emergency personnel. No one should be driving during these conditions unless it's absolutely necessary to travel or a personal emergency exists. All employees should contact their employer to see if they should report to work. Those traveling on the roads may subject themselves to arrest. So just wanted to remind people of that you can actually, during a level 3 snow emergency, without some sort of, well, lack of better terms, emergency, you can be arrested for being on the road. So
I would say yes, you can. They can give you a ticket. They can arrest you, have your car towed. Yeah. So if it's a level 3, unless it's a dire emergency, do not get on the roads.
And in my personal opinion, even at a level 2, if unless you absolutely have to get out, just stay inside. I mean, it's not worth risking your life to go get a donut from Dunkin' Donuts. Really, it's not.
No,
um,
it'll be there. It'll be there when the snow melts.
so one thing I did want to touch on, Jeremy, I don't know if you've noticed this little band from Zanesville down to Maysville. I assume since that's not sitting in Ohio, Maysville is Kentucky. I could be wrong, but
No,
um,
Maysville is actually right on the river, right on
oh,
the border.
well, they needed to put the dots so you knew where it was at. Um, that is a little band that is going to receive a foot of snow at least. It says 12 plus inches, so and that's down in your neck of the woods. So, just that little darker shade of pink you can
Yeah,
follow.
that right there is more country, flat land. So yeah, they tend to get more snow there.
And then, like you said, so we'll travel north of Columbus, and travel back into. I'm gonna say Preble, Preble County here. I apologize because I'm not super familiar with this whole part of the state. Now, the northern half I know pretty well, but Preble, Montgomery County, that whole area there, all the way up through Cleveland, you can expect 6 to 8 inches of snow. And then on the Indiana Ohio line, all the way up, and this is probably Cedar Point area up in here, the Great Lakes region, you can expect 4 to 6. And then you get up in my part of the state, and we're projected to get 2 to 4, even though this is a GFS snowfall forecast model, but our local news is actually projecting us to get 4 to 6 inches. So I would say just to err on the side of caution, if you live in Allen County, Ohio, Van Wert Williams, Paulding, Putnam, this general area in here, let's go ahead and say you have a chance to get 4 to 6 inches of snow too, just because, like I said, I'm seeing 4 to 6 from local TV in our area, but then the GFS model saying 2 to 4. So let's just say 2 to 6 just to be extra safe.
Right, I agree with you there. I would say 2 to 4 just to be extra safe. They also need to remember the GFS snowfall forecast that's on here now. Um, this is just a estimated amount. It could be more or less. So when you look at the totals, it's not a guarantee of what you will get. You, like I said, you could get more, you could get less, but this is a estimated amount of the snowfall they're predicting right now.
That's correct, Jeremy. And then I just wanted to touch on a couple other things here. Um, Obviously, once again, since we brought up travel a couple times, Jeremy and I both are big into emergency kits in your car, flashlights, an extra jacket, maybe some extra socks. Just pack a bag and have it in your trunk. I mean, if at all possible, you never know what can happen. And then kitty litter, or something, some kind of uh oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You know,
Something you use for traction,
yeah,
whether you use playground sand or kitty litter, and it works really well if you're stuck in some snow and can't get any traction. Throw some kitty litter or some playground sand down there, and it'll help you get better traction.
a couple other things. Yes, thank you. I was trying to think of gravelly, great, that little gritty. That's the
Yeah,
um cell phone. Obviously, over the next 7 to 10 days, make sure you have a cell phone with you if you own one. Make sure you have a charger in your car. And also, I have multiple, buy a battery pack, some kind of traveling charger. So this way, if your car dies and you don't have a way to charge your phone, if you have a battery pack with you, that will keep your phone charged until it dies. But sometimes, if you buy the right ones, they can last 6 to 8 hours. And we really hope that you're not stuck out in the snow for that long.
Yeah, I agree. And don't forget snacks of some sort. Beef jerky, granola bars, something like that that has protein. Very good to carry in your car. I carry protein snacks actually in my truck at all times, just in case, as well as water. Something to drink to keep you hydrated, because that's one thing you will need to do is stay hydrated. So keep something in your vehicle. I usually keep a case of water in there, and but I park in the garage, so it stays warm. But keep something in your vehicle to drink as well. That way you keep yourself hydrated, because one of the big things is when people get stuck, dehydration and hunger kicks in really bad.
I think something we haven't touched on that we should probably talk about, if you have an elderly parent, grandparent, somebody like that, give them a call and make sure they're aware of the weather situation. And if at all possible, if they can't drive themselves, get out and maybe stock them up on some groceries. Make sure they're running their water so this way they don't have frozen pipes. Just make sure you take care of the elderly, because as bad as it is on the younger people, it is twice as bad for the elderly and babies and toddlers. So those are the people you need to make sure you're absolutely taking care of over the next, well, every day, obviously, but I'm saying especially when these kind of winter weather events come in.
Yeah, I agree with you. The elderly and the disabled, definitely make sure they are prepared, ready. Make sure you give them that call. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to give them a phone call and say, "Hey, this is coming. Make sure you're ready. What do you need?" And give that extra effort to help them be prepared, because yeah, their skin is a lot thinner than ours. So if they have a power outage, they're going to get a lot colder a lot quicker than us. Make sure they got the blankets they need. Make sure they have candles and a second source of heat and everything of the sort.
And that's correct. And just to come back to something we talked about earlier, um, just because, and I'll use my area of the state since right now we're being projected to have the least amount of snow in the state over the next 3 days. You might as well say 3 days, because from some of them starts on Sunday and it goes through Tuesday. Just because you see that 2 to 4 inches, that's not bad. Remember, black ice, if you're driving at night, it is almost impossible to see. If your road is snow covered, you'll never see it. So when you're driving, you need to, if you have to be at work at 11 and you live 20 minutes from your job, you should probably leave an hour early, just to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time and you're able to drive within a safe manner to get to work in one piece. Because believe you me, or to the store, or whatever you need to do, because it's not worth losing your life over because you're running late somewhere.
Exactly. And black ice is exactly that. You can't see it. You don't know where it's at until you hit it. And when you hit the black ice, There's nothing you can do but pretty much write it out. Very dangerous. So definitely take precautions, like Matt said. If you live 20 minutes away from your job, leave an hour early. I mean, drive 5 miles under the speed limit. Most people know what their car can handle when you're in the snow, but no car can drive on ice with no problem.
That is correct. And and Jeremy knows this very well. Somebody that I thoroughly enjoy listening to in the weather community is Dr. James Spann. He's out of Alabama. Just one of the greatest meteorologists you'll ever listen to. If you can believe it, Alabama, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas right now are all getting 6 to 8 inches of snow right now. So, to say the least, that this past year, not just with COVID-19 just kind of making everything weird, but this weather. I mean, we've had tornadoes in January and blizzards in California and mudslides, and Texas is under, winter storm warnings. It's just been a really interesting time to be alive for weather. Like, it's just stuff you never thought you would see.
I agree. And what was it? Just a day or two ago, Texas had the 130 car or vehicle pileup because of a light layer of ice on the road.
Yep, that is correct. I saw like they were estimating it was anywhere between like 70 and 120 cars. But the sad part about that is, um, I the last time I saw it was 5 people had actually lost their lives in that accident. So, um, that should be a warning. And I know a lot of people who lived in Ohio will say, "Well, I've lived in this state my whole life. I know how to drive in a in some winter weather." Well, while you might think that's true, just like I said, it's better to exercise caution and take things slow than try to act like you've been through it your whole life and end up making that one mistake that cost you dearly.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just looking um back here, even parts of New Mexico and desert land, you know, um, are currently under winter storm warnings, if you can believe it.
Yeah, I think right now, what is it? Oklahoma, Nebraska, and is it Iowa that no, it's Kansas that are experiencing the winter storm right now.
I just looking, and I would say probably a good third of the country right now have some kind of winter weather watch warning advisory in effect, going, like you said, all the way back from Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, all the way up into the Northeast. There, some kind of winter weather watch warning advisory currently.
Yeah, I agree. 2021 has given us some different weather patterns than we've seen in a long time.
Even go back to the start of 2020. I mean, we had the tornado in, was it Piqua last year?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was ES0, but yes, I remember that.
That was January of 2020. So I mean, even go back to then. And if you take it one step further, we had an outbreak in Ohio. How often does that happen? Once every 30 years?
Yes, I remember that. That's the one that hit Dayton as well as up there in your neck of the woods.
Yep, just to the south of me in Salina, an EF3 tornado hit. Thank goodness it just missed downtown. Like if it had kept going on the path it was on, it would have been catastrophic. But needless to say, still a sad event. We did lose one person there in Mercer County. So, and our saying is always losing one person is one person too many.
Right. Always, always.
Um, so you know, um, just really, really interesting time to follow weather right now. If you are somebody who is into that kind of thing, really, to be honest, just Nashville from the Nashville tornado to the mudslides in California to flooding and and since I brought that up, one thing I do want to say, if you do look into the future forecast, and I think Jeremy and I talked off Zoom about this a little bit earlier. Um, so after this 7 to 10 day snow event, it is actually going to heat up, not much, but enough to where this rain is going to start melting all of the snow. So just put this in the back of your head now. Flooding can end up being a major issue for city streets and small creeks and streams and stuff like that, just because this rain comes in and it even drops an inch and it stays above freezing for 12 out of the 24 hours of the day. Think about how much of that snow is going to melt all at once.
Yes, and also be prepared for flooding basements. That right there is a big issue for a lot of people. When this snow melts, the water's got to go somewhere, and it goes down. And generally, it's basements, and like you said, creeks and streams and streets. There's going to be some flooding going on for sure.
And I guess one thing a lot of people don't think about is the ground underneath all the snow right now is frozen. So it's not possible for that ground to soak up all that moisture um, due to the fact that it's still going to be frozen. Like a couple days at 38 degrees isn't going to melt that layer of frozen earth. So that's why you have a lot of runoff in the streets and, like you said, the basements and all that kind of stuff. So just to just go back through and give a quick just recap really quick. Northwestern part of the state, West Central Ohio, as of right now, you're kind of going to see the least amount from this southwest part of the state all the way to the Pennsylvania state line. You're in for 6 to 8, and then that southwest to uh, east central, southeast Ohio, southeastern Ohio, just that little corridor right there. You can expect 8 to 12 with one little spot, 12 plus. And like we always say, if there's an update, we will be back as soon as we can to provide any updates. We always like to keep you guys informed so we can keep you safe.
Yes, definitely. We will be doing another update here soon after the Tuesday snowfall before the next one comes through.
That's right, Jeremy. And also, I just want to put this out here. Over the next couple months, we're going to be starting a couple video series on our YouTube page. So we would love for you guys to check it out. We are currently lining up interviews with National Weather Service offices in our state well, not just in our state, because our state's covered by, once again, North Webster, Wilmington, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Charleston. Is that correct, Jeremy?
Yeah, you're correct, Charleston.
So we're actually trying to line up interviews with as many of the National Weather Service offices as we can, just so you guys can understand what a day in the life of a National Weather Service forecaster, and um, how they determine, when to put watches and warnings out and that kind of stuff. We're also in talks with some EMA directors right now, kind of so you guys can better understand the role of an EMA director during not just severe weather, but all types of weather. And we will actually be going back into time. We're going to find the most significant weather events in Ohio history, and we're going to be doing videos on those as well. So we encourage everybody, if you are into the weather, please subscribe to our channel and comment if there's anything you would like to see us do, because we're always open to suggestions, ideas, thoughts, comments, whatever you would like to leave us for any ideas of videos. But those are the videos we have planned for now. So, like I said, we would be very happy and greatly appreciated if you would follow us over on Ohio Weather Specialist at YouTube.
Yes, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you comment and share. Definitely give us some comments of ideas. We love your ideas. Tell us what you'd like us to do videos about. What kind of information you like to know. Also, we're going to be getting in touch with some of the fire departments and stuff like that, so we can talk to them about what they do during emergency situations of the weather.
And the whole reason we're doing that, and people are like, okay, don't you think it's a little overkill? But our end goal is to show you how everybody coordinates together, and it starts at the local level with our amateur weather spotters through Skywarn, EMS, and fire, who go out and spot during storms and get storm reports or snowfall totals and all that kind of stuff. They report to the EMA director, who's in coordination with the National Weather Service. So not only are we going to show you what each individual group of people do in their role during weather events, but we're also going to show you how they're all coordinated together, and how through each individual group, how their main mission and their job is to keep you safe and do their best to save your lives and during inclement weather.
Right. Yes, we're going to show how they coordinate together and become one strong force. All these individuals.
That's right, Jeremy. Well, once again, my name is Matthew Jacobs, President of Media Relations for Ohio Weather Specialist.
And I'm Jeremy Fabian, CEO and President of Ohio Weather Specialist.
You guys have a safe night, and we'll update you soon.